Hi guys, Mama Mita here, and today I have a video to talk to you about the things that I use in my kitchen in the RV and the things that I use at my daughter's place when I'm cooking and stuff. And so the first thing I want to talk to you about is about storing like spices and herbs and things like that. So I try to save these jars that I come across. Sometimes I might get them from, spices that I had in the past and that I kept the jars and stuff. Other times it might simply be that I picked it up like at a garage sale for 25 cents. It's still got a little bit of black pepper. And anyway, and look at this. I mean, for 25 cents and you have the little shaker on the top. I don't think that's bad because you wash it up and you let it air dry and then you just fill it up with whatever you need to fill it up with. You could put pepper, or you could put oregano that you crumbled up. But the other thing I like to do is when I'm using the herbs, like this one here is an orange peppermint. Now I can take this and hold it over a plate or a flat piece of paper, and I can crumble it with my hands, or I can run it through my coffee grinder. And the coffee grinder will grind these up really nice, as you see that, and it's easy to wash out. Usually what I do is I just put a little soap and water in there and put the brush around, run it around a couple times, and then rinse it out and let it air dry. And that's how I grind up like the rosemary. When the rosemary dries, I just put it through here, grind it up, and have grounded rosemary. And then I put it in a little container, little glass container like that, and I use it. And and it's just really nice. And then you can label your jars by using a magic marker. And if you don't have a magic marker and you have some duct tape, you can use duct tape. Now, duct tape's from the 70s as far as I'm concerned. My mother-in-law, we used to love duct tape. Well, anything that was broke, we used duct tape. Of course, in those days, we had only silver. We didn't have all these fancy colors and stuff like that. We can get really creative with duct tape. You go to Portland, Oregon, and you can see some duct tape on display. They make everything with duct tape. There's even a thing on the internet where people have made suits, wedding dresses, and party dresses and stuff out of duct tape. So duct tape is pretty cool. You can see here that I've used duct tape for these for labels. I mean, hey, I got the duct tape around. Why should I go down and buy labels? I can't keep the labels on the jars half the time anyway. And the duct tape I already know about. I'm familiar with. I can just peel it right off. Now, with the magic marker, if it doesn't come off at the magic marker, then you can just use some acetone. If it doesn't come off with soap and water, just use some acetone with a little cloth and just rub it and it'll come right off. Okay, then the other thing is this little tea thing. I don't know where my daughter got that. I have one, but mine's more like a little cup thing that's about that big. I've got a couple of them, different ones. But you can put like the tea leaves inside there, pack it down for as many as you want, and then put the lid on this thing and then just drop it in your teapot or drop it in a tall mug. I've done that before too. Okay, then you could also like maybe you have a little spices and stuff that you want to like maybe take along with you if you're going camping and stuff. These work good too. It's a little jam, sample jam, that they have sometimes at places and stuff, and you take it home, and maybe sometimes at weddings, and people give you like a little sample things. In which case, that's how I came about this one. Got a few of those too. They give you a sample of what they have that they like at their weddings and stuff, so you take it home and you just keep it and reuse it. Now, I got these before. Now you can buy these at Walmart and they're nice and cute for like if you want to use them at Christmas time and you put like those little wax things, those little wax covers, and then you put like a little jute, I think it's jute rope that you tie a little bow and you can hand them out at Christmas time with your little spices or whatever that you have. But these things are expensive. Four of these are like $10 now. No, we don't want to go that. We're trying to save money, not spend money, okay? Then the other thing is mason jars. Boy, I think if anybody collects mason jars, it's us. This is a mason top, plastic top. And what you can do with that is it'll snap right like that. It comes right off. And it comes in different colors. And this one here will fit the smaller mouth jars. And then I think they've got the bigger ones too. Now you can buy these at the stores, or you can order these from Living Pantry. They have two stores and they're also on the internet, and it's a great place. And then these are glass straws. I love the glass straws. Now my little friend Katie Blue, her husband makes the glass straws, and those are with the drinking straw dot glass. And she makes these little pouches, and you put your little straws there, and then she gives you like a little brush too that you can clean your little glass straws. And I keep this little thing in my backpack because I like using it. So in the morning when I do the Vitamix machine and I drink in the morning, and I put the lemon and celery and beets, and I use one of these, I have to use the straw to clean it out because it's gonna leave a little bit of the fiber in it. So the straw with the little cleaner works great. So that's what that is. Then on these things here, you can get these at the dollar store, and these things work just really great for taking every single thing out. Like if you want to get down there and get to the last part of the mayonnaise and stuff, well, there you go. This one I didn't get from the dollar store, but it works pretty good. It's a longer handle where you can get more down into the jar or more into the bowl because it's smaller. It's not, but these work great for like if you're doing the batter or you're mixing something up. And then this here for more like getting into, the actual smalling part of the jar, like getting down there and getting the last. They've even got them even smaller too in some stores. Now, this thing here, what I like to use this thing for, I know you see these at the pizza shop sometimes, right? Okay, so in the past when we did the weddings and we had fish, lots of fish, I would put my salt and I would put my pepper in there, my ratio, of what I was going to sprinkle on. You didn't want a lot of pepper, you just want a little bit. And then I would lay out my fish in the pans and stuff, like 15 pans of chafing pans of fish and stuff. And then someone would come along and they'd brush the fish, with the either the butter or the olive oil or mayonnaise or whatever they were going to put on there. And then I would come behind it and I would do this, shake it, but I was like moving fast. And this thing it'll give you the even amount going out. It works great. So I like this little thing. I still keep it around and use it. Then the other thing is, okay, you got the half and half, right? So if you notice that no Planet B, well, I'm pretty much like trying to do the zero waste thing. So what I did, and this thing works, is I cleaned off the label. It just peels right off. And I cleaned the thing out, and then I marked green onions on this and put the lid. And now you put it in your freezer, and it just works great. You just have to give it a shake, and the onions just separate perfectly fine. Just the best darn thing. Wow, and you didn't spend any money. It was just a container left over from your half and half. The other thing is that I've got this here, these little jars. And I like these little jars. I just wanted to show you about that duct tape where you could easily pull it off. But anyway. Okay, so these little jars, there's like a drink, right? So when you finish your drink and stuff, I like to save the little jars with the lids and stuff. I use those for salad dressings. I make my own salad dressings, so I put my salad dressing and I put either my little label of the duct tape or right on there with the magic marker. And I make salad dressings for my kids. I mean, they like homemade salad dressings. We don't like to buy too much bottle dressing because it's just loaded with a lot of salt. 2 tablespoons. It's just crazy how much sodium's in 2 tablespoons. Then even these little things like this here, I would clean these off. Clean them when I finish using it. I clean them out and I wash them and take the labels off and stuff. And they've already got the built-in, thing in the top. Gosh, if I can get the thing open. of, like that. And so then you can sprinkle your stuff. Well, on those, I can grind up my thyme or my oregano, whatever I've got from the garden, and I can put that in there. I can also, I've got this new one that I'm doing this year that is the garlic chives that's growing. Oh, it's a beautiful little plant. It almost looks like chives, but it's garlic chives. And so that's what I'm going to save these for, is the bigger ones, because we could use those. Because, I mean, you mix that garlic and chives with a little bit of butter. Oh my gosh. And like a dipping sauce. Oh, that's just delicious. Wow. Okay, then you got these little jars, right? So you get some jelly once in a while. You buy some jelly. You don't throw these jars away. These jars are really nice jars, and you can save them for putting things in and putting a little wax thing over, or you can make your own little square with the pinking shears around it and then tie the little ribbon around, and if you want to put a label, you don't even have to put a label, or you can just write it with, like a little line with a dot, how that little kind of fancy type writing, the stuff like, where was it at? The green onion type thing. They don't care. They just want the food. So you can do that. Now, and I told you, back up a minute here. And then you can buy these at the dollar store for $1. This one's quite old. And how you do is with this one is when I heat up my butter, and I put butter and lemon and a little bit of garlic, and I want to brush that on the fish. I use one of these, and then to clean it, I just put some, Dawn some hot water and Dawn, and I really, really scrub it, and then I leave it on like a dishcloth and let it air dry, and flip it over like every once in a while when I walk by, flip it over so it gets, even air. But I leave it out for like maybe a day for that. And then I showed you this one in one of the other videos of the little garlic press. If you're just doing a little bit of garlic. Now, if you're just doing a little bit of garlic, these are pretty handy to use, I also have like a little, it's probably put away in the storage, but I have a little thing where you can put the garlic, and it'll dice up the garlic, and it's pretty neat too. But the one that I really like, that's really my favorite, is my food processor. Is I put a little olive oil in the food processor with my metal blade, and I throw all my garlic in there, and I turn the machine on, and I let it go. And I put that in a mason jar, and then I put the lid on it, stick it in the refrigerator, and I keep it. And when I need garlic, I just get a little spoon, get what little, or a butter knife, and get what little bit of garlic I want, and take it out. That's where I would use that for with the brushing the fish. I would put the olive oil with a little bit of garlic, some salt and pepper, and that's how I would do that. Now, when you get to this one here, this little attachment that goes on the mason jar, I absolutely love it. Let me show you why I love it. I've got all these candied walnuts over here. And how in the world am I going to put them in this jar without going everywhere like crazy? So, look at that. And you just drop it in and no mess. And then what I do is I put a lid on that, put a label on it, and stick it in the cabinet. So now when we got salad, that I can just sprinkle a little bit of that on there. Or if I'm using for like maybe some banana bread, I've got walnuts already done up. That's where I did the toasted pine nuts and the cran raisins. So you want to say this, and this is not a mason jar. This is just a spaghetti jar. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with the spaghetti jar. It's just perfectly fine. I use the plastic ones that I find, like the ones that's bigger containers than this. I use them to store up the rice, like the orange juice ones. And I store rice in there. I clean it really well and take the labels off, and I label it minute rice, fast rice, whatever, and I save it like that. And I put it in my shipping container. So I have a little bit of extra stuff just in case we had something happen and we wasn't able to go down to the store and stuff, like when we had the virus and stuff, and we had to watch, where we was going stuff. So that works. Now, these little containers like this here, you get these with the soup sometimes at the Costco. I use those too. I try to save those. Try not to throw anything like plastic stuff like that away. Now, of course, the die heart. This stuff is never going to die. It's the Tupperware. Now, the Tupperware, the best place I think to find Tupperware and the cheapest is the garage sales. I mean, because the Goodwill and Value Village and Savers, they're all making money off the Tupperware of something that we gave to them free. Well, not me, but other people that didn't know the values of Tupperware or how great Tupperware could be. Funnels, I've got them. I use them all the time. They're great. Now, getting to this thing here. What this is, when I have like little baggies or something, like I have maybe an onion that's just a half of an onion, I might slip it in this little baggie. And then when I use the onion, then I put a little Dawn dishwashing detergent in here with some water, and I take it and I just do like this, mix it up just like if I was washing dishes or with a towel. And then I rinse it out, and then I flip it over like that. And I put it here to air dry. Now at my home, I have a wooden one that comes up and it's like shoots out like that with all these. And I've got all kinds of different brush attachments, bags, like little bread bags, hot dog bread bags and stuff like that. I don't throw those away. I just kind of wash them out with Dawn dishwashing detergent, a little bit of that. And same thing that I do with the baggies. And I say these are great for storing things in, for putting things in, to organize things in, or even to take them on a little walk with the dog. And the dog has a little poopy. And you just take your hand like that, reach over the poop, grab it, flip it over, and you got it. Remember, guys, I used to be a nursing assistant. We come prepared. Okay, then, so all those things you want to save. Now, the other little thing that's interesting that I like is this little toothpick holder. So if I'm tasting something, instead of using all those spoons and tastings and forks and stuff, I just use one toothpick and dip it in, and I can taste it. Oh, yeah, maybe it needs a little salt, maybe a little pepper, And if it's like something that's kind of hard to grab the taste to it, then I use two little toothpicks. But it's just wood. It's fine. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about is in one of the other videos, I talked to you about this little gadget that you can get usually you can get them from Ross Dress for Less. It's a chopper. Or TJ Maxx, Marshalls. And so I forgot to mention in that one video is that they come with a comb. Now, the easiest way to clean these, that I believe for me, is you see how that's got that little thing there? Okay, so what I do is I hold it under the water and I take the comb and I rake it like that. Rake it, and I'll rake it all different ways. Keep raking it under hot water, and it'll really take out the tomatoes, the onions, the bell peppers. You can do this too, go down that way, but I find just raking it almost like if you're, like that. I find that that's the easiest, and then I don't put it in a dishwasher. I hand wash it, and I let it air dry. A lot of things I don't, when I wash them, I let them air dry because I just find that they last longer when you do stuff like that. And I keep my little combs and my little grates, because it's got a larger thing for like the bruschetta tomatoes, and then the smaller one for the tiny little onions that you want to make with the bruschetta. And it's just a fun little machine. I just love this little machine. This one we would definitely replace if it broke. Well, we have replaced it. We probably replaced it maybe 5 times, in the last 13, 14 years. I don't know. We've used them for a long time. So now the other one is this one here. And that was by PrepWorks. And you see, now it's $19.99. Of course, it's probably more money than that by now with the inflation stuff. Now this next one, now we're on our second machine. This is a tomato slicer, and it's got blades, and those blades are sharp, so you want to be super careful with it. And so what you do is you put your tomato here, and you want to use one that's like a firm tomato. You don't want to use something that's smushy, because then you're going to have a smushy mess. And it's got a little tray that will collect the tomato liquid too, or the seeds or whatever. And then you just put the tomato in there, and then you push that down with both hands, and it slices the tomato perfect for like hamburgers or for like a salad where you use the sliced tomatoes with the sliced mozzarella, and you go in between them like the really pretty things that they put for weddings, and those work great too. You can use it for eggs, you can use it for whatever you want. I don't really use it for carrots because with the carrot slicing stuff or the cucumber slicing, I'm going to use more of the food processor with the blade because it's faster. It just as soon as you put the carrots in, I mean, it just goes straight to the bow, the work bow. So that's where I would use the carrot would be with the food processor. So I can't think of anything else, and hopefully I haven't forgotten anything else. But remember, it's Katie Blue with her drinking straw glass, and then the mason tops. And you can also buy the Katie's products at Living Pantry also, and they're online also at Living Pantry. So you guys, I think that's pretty much. I can't think of anything else, but these are kind of the gadgets that I like to use and get and try to save money. Try to recycle stuff and use it over again because I mean, geez, the landfills are filling up. From what I heard from before was that Canada up by the East Coast and stuff, that they had a lot of problems and they were using our garbage services in the United States because they had ran out. I don't know if that's true or not, but I had heard something like that. We don't want to get in that situation. We want to be really careful about what we're throwing in the landfills. And so, we need to consciously think about, how we can help. And that for me, this green onion thing. Oh, this thing's perfect. Just perfect for me. I mean, I just absolutely love it. I mean, I've got all these onions, left over from the winter time, and so this is the last of the green onions. And so then I pulled up most of them, but some of them I just cut, and now they're already regrowing again. So I've got more new green onions coming in that I didn't even plant. It's kind of like the potato story. When we had the care home, we planted the potatoes in the backyard next to the grapevines. And we came out and the potato plants, they looked like they were dying. And so I found out, oh, yeah, they're ready. The potatoes are ready. So we all went out. That was a day project. We had so many potatoes. Oh, my goodness. So we pulled them up as most potatoes that we could find, right? And we just left it. Well, next thing you know, we got more potatoes. And so for 3 years that we was at this care home with these potatoes, they just kept producing potatoes. It was the most funniest thing. Anyway, so you guys, if you enjoyed this video today, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Thank you so much. And you guys have a great day. Bye now.